Welcome back to Y-Intercept, the channel dedicated to maximising the value of your Pokemon collection, and today I wanted to talk about waifu cards, and the top waifu cards to have in your collection in terms of value and desirability. I know that Pokemon is definitely not a romance thing, or a character development thing, but I know people love full art trading cards, and people especially love their waifus, and as a result their waifu cards, and even though they're not very playable in the card game, their artwork makes them pretty desirable. So I just want to put it out there that waifus are of course subjective, so if your particular waifu or waifu card doesn't make it into this video, then I'm really sorry, but I'm trying to be as objective as possible. So let's start with the obvious, Lily. The Lily card from Ultra Prism is probably one of the most expensive waifu cards out there, but to be very honest, pretty much anything with Lily on tends to do well, and that's simply because she's a very popular character due to her character design. And when you take a look at all the artworks that feature her, there's a general pattern. The cuter the pose, the more expensive the card. But like I said, pretty much all Lily cards are very desirable, especially Japanese promos, and when you take into account that most of these cards are from sets that are very unlikely to be reprinted, you'll understand why so many people want these cards right now and why they command such a high premium. Next up is Misty's Favour from Unified Minds. To me, the Misty card is always a very safe investment because as more people get into Pokemon, a lot of people start watching the show from the original series where, of course, Misty was the first ever companion that Ash meets. So what this means is that as long as Pokemon remains popular, the original TV show by extension will remain popular, and as a result of that, the Misty card will forever remain popular as well. And Rosa is another card much like Lily that I think will do well and is doing well, partially due to their aesthetic reasoning. But unlike Lily, Rosa never really had a role in the anime, but she was the main playable character in Pokemon Black 2 and White 2, and those games, if I recall correctly, were received pretty well by fans. I know I enjoyed them, and as a result, this could also be the reason for why Rosa is so popular. The card is already past $100 despite being from a set that is relatively new. Yeah, I know Cosmic Eclipse is quite an expensive set, and you gotta think about it this way. Cosmic Eclipse can still be found on shelves, and there's a reprint coming up as well. So if Rosa is this popular now, whilst Cosmic Eclipse can still be found, there's no saying what the value of this card will be in a few years later. Another character I want to talk about is Cynthia. Cynthia has always been a fan favourite because, let's face it, she's absolutely epic, and she had a major role in both the video games and the anime, so Pokemon fans are exposed to her an awful lot, which will only increase the value of her cards as time goes on. Her full arts are also found in some of the most popular and expensive Sun and Moon era sets that you can get your hands on, so the card itself, trying to pull the card itself is not cheap, so it makes the singles very expensive as well. And I also want to talk about Marnie. Marnie in my books is very unique. I've been into Pokemon a good number of years, but I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen such a cult following for a Pokemon character as I have seen for Marnie. There is so much fan art for Marnie out there on the internet, it's unbelievable, especially when you put things into perspective and remember that she only debuted in the Sword and Shield games, which came out, last 3 years ago? Again, all Marnie cards are very popular, and there's so much merchandise of her as well, and all that seems to be doing very well. Out of all the cards that are, Marnie cards, the two that truly stand out are the Japanese exclusive cards. One is from Shining Star V that we all thought would make it into Shining Fates, but apparently it hasn't, and the other is a promo card from the Training Card Collection, and this promo only came out a few months ago, and it retailed for 2,000 yen, which is about £18? £17, and it's already reached its market price within a few months, even though there's a second reprint wave coming in March. That is just testament to how popular Marnie is and how popular this card is in general. Now let's leave it there because I don't want this video to drag on, but obviously there's quite a few honourable mentions as well. Some very honourable waifu cards that have gone up in value an awful lot. Leisha, Sabrina, Skylar, for example. But I think in terms of long-term popularity and the potential ones to do well far into the future, the ones I talked about are the ones that I think will weather the storm and remain consistently popular throughout the years. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget, if you enjoy Pokemon collecting and investing, and you love talking about it, then don't forget to subscribe and take a look at my other videos. Thanks for watching.